Have you ever wondered if there are places in the world where certain travelers might not feel entirely welcome due to their religious or cultural identity? Today, we're diving deep into 5 countries where Jewish travelers might face discomfort or even hostility. So if you're planning your next trip, you'll want to know about these potentially risky destinations and why they may not be as welcoming as you expect. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. 1. Iran. Iran has a long history of Jewish presence, but since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, the situation for Jewish residents and travelers has become more complicated. The government enforces an anti-Israel stance, and anti-Semitic rhetoric can be heard from certain politicians and media outlets. The existing Jewish community, one of the largest in the Middle East outside of Israel, has faced pressures, though it is allowed to practice its faith. For Jewish travelers, however, Iran's political climate poses a substantial risk. The regime's opposition to Zionism often spills into broader anti-Jewish sentiment, even though Judaism as a religion is technically respected. For Jewish tourists, the most significant concern in Iran lies in the potential association with Israel. While travel for Jews isn't explicitly banned, any links to Israel, including stamps on passports, can lead to complications. Travelers could be subjected to enhanced scrutiny by authorities, and any visible display of Jewish identity may provoke negative attention. The country's Revolutionary Guards are known for their firm stance against those they suspect of being associated with Israel, making this a potentially hostile environment for Jews. Anti-Semitic attitudes are also reinforced by state-sponsored propaganda, making public sentiment toward Jewish visitors less than welcoming. While some Iranian citizens are tolerant and curious about Jewish culture, government influence can sway interactions in a negative direction. For Jewish travelers, particularly those with Israeli connections or visible Jewish symbols, Iran may pose both social and legal risks, despite its rich history of Jewish life. 2. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has a deep-rooted history of tension with Israel, stemming largely from its political and religious identity as the heart of the Islamic world. Although the country has made steps towards modernization under the leadership of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and there are whispers of improving relations with Israel, the kingdom remains largely unfriendly to Jews, particularly those with any connections to Israel. While Jews are not specifically banned from entering the country, the heavy political baggage tied to the Arab-Israeli conflict makes it a potentially hostile destination for Jewish travelers. In recent years, Saudi Arabia has opened up to tourism, even allowing tourists from countries that it previously did not welcome. However, travelers who openly identify as Jewish or have Israeli ties may find themselves unwelcome or subject to additional scrutiny. The general culture and environment, especially in more conservative areas of the country, can foster suspicion or discomfort toward visitors with Jewish backgrounds. Publicly displaying Jewish symbols or engaging in religious practices might lead to unwanted attention, both from officials and the general population. On a broader level, the tensions in Saudi Arabia revolve around religious and political ideologies. As the kingdom is home to Islam's holiest sites, it maintains a conservative religious outlook that may not be tolerant of overt expressions of other faiths, particularly Judaism. This reality, combined with the long-standing political conflict with Israel, makes Saudi Arabia a challenging and potentially unwelcoming destination for Jewish travelers, even as the country takes steps toward becoming a more accessible tourist hub. 3. Malaysia. Malaysia's political landscape is deeply influenced by its support for the Palestinian cause, which has led to frequent criticism of Israel and, by extension, Jewish travelers may feel a cold reception in the country. Malaysia's former Prime Minister, Mahathir Mohamad, has made numerous anti-Semitic remarks in the past, reinforcing a broader atmosphere of distrust and hostility toward Jews. Though there are no official bans on Jewish travelers, the country has a history of denying entry to those with Israeli passports, making it clear that Jewish travelers could face difficulties, particularly if they have any links to Israel. For Jewish travelers, Malaysia's social and political climate can create challenges. The country does not maintain diplomatic relations with Israel, and anti-Israel sentiment is strong, particularly in the media and among political leaders. public displays of support for Palestine are common, and these often include negative portrayals of Jews and Judaism. For Jewish travelers, this can result in an uncomfortable and even hostile environment, where openly displaying religious symbols or identifying as Jewish could lead to unwanted attention or criticism. Additionally, Malaysia's majority Muslim population may harbor cultural or religious sensitivities regarding Judaism, given the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. While the general population is known for its hospitality, Jewish travelers may still feel unwelcome due to the government's stance and the political climate. Caution is advised when traveling to Malaysia, especially for Jews who may wish to practice their religion openly or discuss their faith. 4. Lebanon. Lebanon's political reality is deeply entwined with its tumultuous relationship with Israel. Officially, Lebanon remains in a state of war with Israel, and this reality has a profound impact on how Jewish travelers, particularly those with Israeli connections, are treated. While Lebanon's capital, Beirut, is known for its cosmopolitan and relatively open atmosphere, the presence of Hezbollah, a militant group with significant political power, creates a dangerous environment for Jewish visitors. Hezbollah is staunchly anti-Israel, and their influence extends beyond political rhetoric, potentially endangering those perceived as being linked to Judaism or Israel. Lebanon does not allow Israeli passport holders to enter the country, and anyone suspected of having connections to Israel may face interrogation or denial of entry. Even travelers with passport stamps from Israel may find themselves questioned or barred from entry, as the country maintains strict policies regarding its Israeli border. This level of scrutiny can make it a high-risk destination for Jewish tourists, particularly those who have visited Israel or have any links to the country. The broader Lebanese society is a mix of religious groups, with Christians, Muslims, and Druze all living together. But the political tensions surrounding Israel can create a dangerous environment for Jews. While some areas of Beirut may be more tolerant, the risk of violence or hostility increases dramatically outside the capital, especially in regions where Hezbollah holds power. Jewish travelers are advised to take extreme caution if visiting Lebanon, and many may choose to avoid the country altogether due to the significant risks involved. 5. Yemen. Yemen, once home to a thriving Jewish community, is now one of the least welcoming places for Jewish travelers due to years of civil war, political instability, and severe anti-Semitism. The remaining Jewish population has largely fled due to persecution, and the country's general lawlessness makes it unsafe for virtually all travelers, particularly Jews. Yemen's strong anti-Israel sentiment, combined with the rise of militant groups like the Houthi rebels, creates a hostile environment where any connection to Judaism or Israel is seen as a direct threat. Jewish travelers in Yemen could face serious dangers, including kidnapping, violence, or worse, as extremist groups hold significant control over large parts of the country. The civil war has left the country fragmented, with different factions controlling various regions, and many of these groups hold strong anti-Semitic views. The Houthi rebels, in particular, have been known to target Jews and those with connections to Israel, making Yemen one of the most dangerous places for Jewish visitors. Aside from the immediate threats posed by the ongoing conflict, anti-Semitic attitudes run deep in some parts of Yemen, where Jews have long been viewed with suspicion. While the country once had a rich Jewish heritage, the political and social environment today is deeply hostile. For Jewish travelers, even visiting Yemen would be highly risky, not only due to the war, but also because of the deep-rooted anti-Jewish sentiment that persists in many areas. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth travel insights and safety tips. Have you traveled to any of these countries, or do you have any experiences to share? Drop a comment below. Your stories could help others plan safer trips. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update on our latest videos. Safe travels!